Okay, good morning. This is Lynx. I wanted to for today's video, answer a question that someone had asked me on the video I did a couple ago, where I was talking about when I was a kid and I had these experiences with spirits, but my mind edited it. And quite a few people asked me, well, could you wait, what is this? Because this editing ability the mind has, they wanted to know more about it because the same thing has happened to them, and it does. It happens constantly to people, whether they realize it or not. When I was doing some advanced study and work on hypnosis, because I've taken a lot of training in hypnosis and mind sciences. I was fascinated by this one concept, and I wanted to try it out, but I didn't know how to try it out. About people who weren't seeing opportunities or weren't thinking that there was a possibility for opportunities, were actually missing them. So the opportunity that they were looking for could be in the room with them. Like there could actually be like money in the room with them, and they'd miss it. They wouldn't see it. But those people who were open to opportunities, they would see it. So the idea was like, you could be like wanting opportunities and money could be right there and you wouldn't even see it because your mind would be editing it, right? And then you could be sitting next to the love of your life, but you're so wrapped up in your own pain and your own, oh, nothing ever works for me. And then you miss the person that's right there, that you've wished for. And I liked this idea, and I thought, this is really cool. And I was wondering actually how I could test it, and I didn't know how I'd test it. But I actually got two opportunities where I actually saw it in action. And I think this is one of those main reasons why people who do that law of attraction stuff have a hard time, is that you can ask for something all you want, but but your mind can actually edit you seeing it once it shows up, if it shows up. And I'm doing a whole chapter in my book about wishes and how this space works. And I've even done wish work for people. People have actually come to me to have wishes. And I've had quite a few people who have come to me who've had quite satisfactory experiences getting wishes done using some very old Tibetan techniques. But So I had these two experiences that I'm going to tell you about. I was in a mall, and I was and both of these experiences, I was with the same person. This is a person that I used to hang out with, and I do not anymore. But this individual believed that there was never enough. He something would come my way, and he'd go, "Well, you're just lucky." And I'd be like, well, there were two occasions where I got to sort of show him that he was full of crap. That it was his mind was actually the reason that he wasn't seeing it. We were in a mall in Illinois, and it was very crowded, and it was like a Saturday or something. We're like in the middle of like a whole bunch of people, and literally two 20s fell out of someone's. I don't know where they came from. They fell out of someone's hands or someone's pocket or something. There were so many people that I didn't see where they came from. So I grabbed them and I picked them up, and I was like, hey, did someone drop these? I am not kidding you. People bumped into me. They didn't even see the money in my hand. They were just moving on. They were, and they weren't seeing it. And I'm like, people all wandered away, and I was like, okay. No, I mean, one person literally stepped on one of the 20s and didn't see it. I picked them up. No one else saw them fall. No one else saw them when I was holding. They didn't see them. It's this thing I was talking about. We're editing, and literally, when you can hypnotize someone. If you've ever seen a stage hypnotist, you can see this happen all the time. You can hypnotize someone to like not see anyone in the room or think that there are certain kind of, so they edit out certain things. It's really an amazing power that the mind has. And I was fascinated by this. Well, I ended up with two 20s that day because no one believed it was possible. No one saw them. No one, for whatever reason, wherever their minds were, they didn't see them. They didn't see the opportunity, and there they were. Same person and I were walking down the street one day in Chicago, and he was actually complaining. And I was actually in a position where I needed I needed some money. And he did too, and he was actually complaining about something. I don't remember what it was. We were talking. And again, I am not kidding you. He stepped on it. He stepped on a roll of bills in the middle of the street. And he kept walking, and I was behind him, and he turned around, he's like, what are you doing? And I'm counting, it was like $300 or $400 worth of, it was literally, and he stepped on it. He didn't see the pot, and in both cases, he's like, well, you're just lucky. And I was like, no, I'm open for luck to happen. I'm open for things to happen. I'm open for things to come my way. And when I learned these concepts, I thought, wow, these are pretty amazing, that if you're open to the possibility, you're more likely to see them than if you're thinking that, well, it never works for me, it never works out, things don't happen that way. You'll miss them. You'll step right on them. That person that you're looking for will be sitting right next to you. You won't even notice them. That money that you need or that opportunity will come right your way. You'll be suspicious of it. You won't even see it. So that law of attraction stuff and everything, it's not. Don't even bother if you're going to put yourself. What you're doing is you're making wishes when you do that, and there's something to that. I mean, it can happen. Like I said, I've had clients come to me and say, "Hey, I want this wish," and it's like, okay. The first thing I look at is whether or not they're open to the possibility of the opportunities, and I've seen people actually make wishes, the wishes come their way, and they start pushing them away. Well, it's not working. It's like, yeah, well, you're doing this, and this. For example, I had a woman, she wanted to be attractive, and she wanted to have a lot of experiences sexually. And suddenly she got all these interests. It was a dating app, and all these guys wanted to go out with her, and she was going out with all these guys, and she's like, well, this isn't working because I wanted love. I'm like, that's not what you asked for. That's not what you asked for. That's not what you wanted. And in any case where someone actually could be in a better relationship, she didn't want to actually settle down with a person. She wanted the attention from all these different people. So the opportunity for love didn't even come in the picture because what she was really focused on was attention. So if anyone coming along who actually would be a good mate would come into the picture, it bounced off because her true desire was to get lots and lots of attention because she wasn't feeling really good about the way she looked, the way she felt about herself. So the mind has an incredible ability to edit. There's really something to this idea that where your mind goes, your energy flows, and we edit stuff all the time. So it's not just a case of what you see. The mind can make sure that you don't see things that you say cannot be part of your reality. The mind will do it. That's why I love stage hypnosis. It's so much fun to do with people. They get to learn how powerful their mind is, and there's a whole bunch of, I can hypnotize someone to get drunk off of a glass of water. That's how powerful the mind is. They drink the water, they get drunker and drunker the more they drink it, and the mind says, hey, I'm going to reduce all of this, I'm going to reduce all of the sober effects, and I'm going to feel, so they can't get the experience of being sober. It just narrows down, and their focus narrows down to what it feels like when they're drunk, and their body actually responds. So never underestimate the power of the mind. And I think there's an incredible disservice to what really goes on in this space with that whole secret stuff and how they don't talk. They're talking about coming from your heart and appreciation. That's great. But if you don't acknowledge how powerful your mind is, and you don't acknowledge what your mind can give you, what experience you can give you, it can make you feel drunk when you're drinking water, or what it can deny you. You can step right on a roll of 20s and not even realize you did it when you're desperate for money. These two things are really important, and I don't think people acknowledge or recognize how important they are. So that's a little bit more about the idea of editing, mind editing, and about how the mind can focus and give you experiences that you didn't realize it could. So, for example, you could be walking around telling yourself that you're miserable, and the mind's going to give you that experience again and again and again, just like the person who drinks the glass of water and is drunk. The mind's telling them, well, you're drunk. So, and people have no idea how powerful that mind is. I am Lucky Links, as always, wishing you success and good fortune in all that you do. If you would like to get a reading, please contact me, 779-302-8009. If you're in the Bay Area and you want hypnosis, feel free to contact me too, conjurehope@gmail.com or 779-302-8009. If you would like to learn how to read the tarot, I have a wonderful intermediate to advanced tarot reading course. I also have a course in playing cards, 2 courses in Lenormand, a basic and a grand tableau. I have one in Mexican Loteria, how to read the Mexican Loteria cards and how to read crystal balls. So if you'd like to take a class, I'd love to have you in the class, and all of my students have reported an increase in their abilities. You get out there and have a great day and watch what you're telling yourself you can and cannot experience, whether you realize it or not. Your mind is giving you exactly what you're asking for.